Good afternoon, Trailblazer fans, and welcome back to the TV studio here at MCLA. I'm Dan Wohler here with Assistant Athletic Director Jeff Polari, back from spring break in Florida.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. And now we'll begin with baseball and review their spring trip. So they went 3-6. They had wins over SUNY Poly, Becker, and Utica.
Yeah, you know, they opened up with SUNY Poly in a doubleheader last Friday, and they lost the first game in extra innings, 4-3, and then it was great to see them kind of bounce back in game two, and they jumped out to a 9-1 advantage, and then kind of held on and secured a 9-5 win. Newcomer Frank Rickus was outstanding out of the bullpen, tossing the last couple of frames to preserve that win. So that was great to see. A couple days later, when they played Becker, they really had an offensive explosion. They scored 14 runs in the first game. Liam Nolan was tremendous. Was a double shy of the hitting for the cycle in that game. Drove in 7 runs. And then they closed the trip with a win over Utica, a team that was scuffling a little bit, but they got a gutsy performance out of senior Robert Jutras coming out of the bullpen after starting the day before. Tossed 4 1/3 scoreless to earn the win down there and close the trip with a W.
And offense was really key for the Trailblazers. The whole team batted well over 300.
Yeah, and that was one of the bigger question marks coming into the year, was where were they going to get some offense from, having graduated so many regulars in the lineup. And some guys really did a great job. The team batted well over 300 on the trip. They executed some small ball when they had to, moving some runners along, and they got some timely hitting from many guys throughout the lineup.
Right, and the Trailblazers back in North Adams now, and they'll get ready to play some games in some colder weather.
Yeah, and it'll be nice to see, and hopefully some of the guys that swung it really well, Liam Nolan, Billy Pulaski, who both batted well over 300 on the trip. Hopefully they can continue. They are on schedule with the mild winter that we've had. They're on schedule to hopefully play LaSalle College tomorrow night, and then Eastern Nazarene potentially this weekend in a doubleheader on Saturday. But different than years past, it'd be nice for them to see them hit the ground running rather than kind of be put on hold for a little bit here and know when they're going to play next.
Definitely. And now on to the softball team for MCLA, the reigning champs in the MASCAC. They began the trip 4-1, and they haven't done that since 1995 when they won the MASCAC championship then. Yeah,
they got off to a real solid start behind ace pitcher Rachel Quackenbush. She started the season in style with an 8-inning complete game shutout of UMass Boston to kind of set the tone. Katie Hinault pick up a couple of wins in there as well, and it was great to see them get off to such a good start, starting a lot of new players in a lot of new places as well.
Right, so Rachel Quackenbush having a great outing, as well as Caitlin Bergala, MASCAC Rookie of the Week.
Yeah, and Katie got off to a great start over the first 4 games, which earned her that distinction from the conference. I would imagine she's going to be a force to reckon with throughout her career here. Real speedy player, good defender, can hit for average. She can bunt, move some people over. She can be a threat on the bases as well. And Rachel just had another tremendous spring trip. I'm sure her and number 2 pitcher Katie Hinault are looking forward to a little downtime here because they both threw a lot of innings in a short period of time.
Right, and then some veteran players like Michaela DiNicola also having a great performance.
Yeah, Michaela hit well over 300 on the trip. Again, bouncing between some first base, some outfield, but predominantly as the Trailblazers leadoff hitter. She did a great job. Angelica Perfito had a nice trip as well. And as I said, newcomers Chelsea Coleman, Katie Bergala had some good showings. So there's a really nice mix of veterans and some newcomers there. And they get a little 10-day window to kind of catch their breath here.
Right, and so the Trailblazers back in New England now. When do they play their first game?
So like I said, they got a 10-day break here. They don't open up until the 30th over at RPI, and then the home openers on schedule right now is March 31st against Southern Vermont. So great opportunity to work on some things that maybe they didn't do so well down in Florida and prepare them for MASCAC play as they get ready to defend their championship.
And now we'll kick it to our reporter, Maggie Allen, who had a chance to go down to Florida and chat with the Trailblazers.
The National Training Center as the women's softball team takes on Endicott College right behind me. Last night I had the chance to talk to senior third baseman Sierra Bailey. Let's hear what she had to say. I'm here with senior third baseman Sierra Bailey. Sierra, how are you preparing for MASCAC here in Florida when you get home?
Well, this is the first time we're on the field, so we're really getting a feel of the dirt, and we're all trying to come together and feel each other as a team.
So what are your personal goals for spring training?
My personal goals, I'm trying to do better offensively, get my swing better than this year, get a better batting average, just do better as last year.
Okay, so those are your personal goals. What are your team goals?
Our team goals is definitely better offense. We really want to pound on that offense, get the runs in, and our fielding is pretty good this year so far, so we're just hoping to have a good season.
What are you planning to do as a team to get back to the MASCAC championships?
Just do what we did last year, play as we do, one game at a time.
All right. Thank you, Sierra. Good luck on your next game.
Thanks.
So last night, the team defeated UMass Boston in extra innings with Rachel Quackenbush on the mound. They continue their spring training here in Florida for the next week, and they return home on Saturday to begin their regular season play. Back to you, Dan, in the studio.
Second season, they had the opportunity to head down to Florida as well.
Yeah, it was a first for the Trailblazer program, their first ever spring trip.
Right.
They headed down to Claremont, Florida last Tuesday, actually heading back later this afternoon. So it was a great opportunity for them to get down and practice a little bit and get a few games in.
Right, they had a rough start, went 0-2. Let's go over those games.
So they played Goucher College in the season opener on Thursday. Dropped a 21-5 decision. A little bit shorthanded, a little bit banged up right now. So I think some stamina was a little bit of the issue there. And but we got some people who got their feet wet a little bit into the collegiate game, and then they just yesterday they played Eastern Connecticut State down in Claremont as well, and they dropped a 15-4 decision there. Bright note, they did win the second half, and they got a long way to go, but again, just a great way for them to open the season down in Florida, get some work in advance of their full spring schedule back up north.
Right, and as they make their way back to North Adams, they'll open on Wednesday, and then they got a game on Saturday as well.
Yeah, so they get the benefit of a little bit of a schedule change. Originally, the Wednesday game was going to be on the road, but now they are hosting. They're hosting Sage College at 4 o'clock at Shoecraft Field. And a nice little two-game homestand this week. They'll also double up and play on Saturday against Mitchell College at 1 o'clock. It's a chance for them to open up on the turf, open up at home. Hopefully the mild winter will continue, and hopefully they can get on the board with their first W, and they won't return home again until April 9th. So it'll be a while until they get to play at home again.
Right. Trailblazer fans, remember that the women's lacrosse team will host Sage College this Wednesday at 4 o'clock p.m. And for all things Trailblazer athletics, make sure to follow us on all social media, as well as check out the athletics website. Thanks for watching.